Introducing Terrible Terry Norris.
And there's a right-left combination thrown by Terry Norris. Norris living up to his explosive style, but great power. Body punches now being leveled by Terry Norris. Well, but this has been a very clean, down.
The IBF and WBC 154-pound championship currently held by Terry Norris. Let's take a look at how these two match up with one another, and they are very comparable. Comparable in age, Vado a year the senior of Norris. Comparable in height, Vado a half-inch to the good, and Vado coming in 1 pound heavier than Norris. Little bit of a reach advantage for Vado. I really doubt that that will have a big factor on the outcome of this fight. The rules here in Arizona for tonight's fight: there will be no standing 8 count. There will be no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight, and significantly, perhaps, a fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round. So with that, we are just about set to get started. And let's go up to the center of the ring right now, and Jimmy Lennon Jr. Jimmy?
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and welcome to the Arizona Veterans Memorial Coliseum here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, as we have a big night of action coming your way. And it's all brought to you by Don King Productions and Miller Lite. At this time, we present one of our featured attractions coming your way, and it is sanctioned by the World Boxing Council President Jose Sulaiman and the International Boxing Federation President Robert Lee Sr. and Supervisor Al Lucas. Along with the Arizona State Boxing Commission, the chairman is Stephen Friedman and the executive director John Montano. Introducing to you the judges scoring this bout from ringside: Gwen Adair, Tony Castellano, and Howard Ritchie. Introducing to you our referee in charge, and he will be giving instructions after the introductions, Roger Yanez. All right, fans, here we go with the WBC and IBF 154-pound championship, scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner. He is wearing red trunks with white trim, fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Leon, Nicaragua. He weighed in at 153½ pounds, and his unbeaten record includes 13 wins, no losses, 1 draw, with 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing the undefeated Central American super welterweight champion, here is Jorge Luis Vado. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, is the defending world champion. Entering the ring wearing white and red trunks, fighting out of the First Fighters Squadron in Campo, California, by way of Lubbock, Texas. He weighed in at a trim and ready 152½ pounds, with a record of 41 wins, 6 losses. He has 25 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the current IBF junior middleweight and 3-time WBC super welterweight champion of the world, Terrible Terry Norris. And once again, he is our referee in charge. Now to give instructions, Roger Yanez.
Okay, fellas, we've got a couple of changes, okay? The 3 knockdown rule has been waived. You cannot be saved by the bell in any round, okay? I don't want to see any wrestling or holding. If I have to warn you, I'll warn you only once. When I ask you to break, break clean. Touch gloves and good luck. Buena suerte.
So we are set to go, and I think the early part of this fight, Sean, is going to be really significant, particularly for the challenger Vado.
Oh, yeah, he has a lot to prove, and he wants to come out early in this match and prove to Terry Norris a couple of things. First of all, that I'm here to stay. I'm going to be in here in your face all night, and he's got to crack him a little bit. This is a kid in Vado who has 10 KOs in his 13 wins, so the kid has some power, and he realizes that Terry Norris, we've seen him with some pretty fragile whiskers in the past.
Bobby, that's what he said when we talked to him. He said the weakness in Terry Norris, I don't guess this is a great secret, is his chin.
Well, you know, even Terry and I have talked about it, and sometimes I've told him your heart's bigger than your chin will allow for. You can't be that brave when you know a big puncher can hurt you. You got to sit back and box and stop letting your pride overrule your brain. And that's what he's done, and now he's trying to get back to the same Terry Norris to beat Sugar Ray. That's Terry Norris that's almost unbeatable.
One thing that is significant, and that is that Norris obviously has done his homework on Vado, although there wasn't much to be found. But he did say he was a looping puncher, and early in this fight, the first couple of punches that Vado has thrown have been exactly that.
Yeah, further, he said no boxing skills that I have to worry about. With Vado, he's going to come right at me. And he says, I hear he can punch a little bit. Vado's big power is in the right hand. He describes his style, Vado, as aggressive. Terry Norris is trying to mix in more boxing with his power punching. There's a powerful left hook from him. His best punch is that left hook, he says.
Yeah, Terry has to work off that jab, keep Vado off balance. If he lets him get inside and dig some of those shots, anything can happen when you haven't got championship chin. Terry has everything else almost perfect.
Early on, Norris is getting off quicker than Vado. Vado, again, throwing punches outside in. Norris's punches much more straight and much more effective early in the fight. Or rather, Norris countering rather well, too, midway through the first round.
Let him out and break.
Terry's throwing a chopping right hand that's landing off the side of it. Wow, there's a tremendous left hook.
Just a short left hook, and it hurts Vado. He backs up against the ropes.
And it retreats Vado. Vado does not fight best when going backwards. Jorge is better when he's moving in with his power behind him. And also 90% of the power punches, that final snap on the end of it. When Vado pulls back, he gets right in that 90% zone.
And Vado doing the antithesis of what he told us he was going to do. He wanted to crowd Terry Norris. He's fighting him at long range. He's going right into Terry Norris's wheelhouse here.
Well, he's doing that because of the power of Norris backing him up. Terry puts all of his weight in every shot.
Break it up.
Terry weighed in today at 152.5, 1 pound lighter than Vado.
There was a good right hand by Norris again. Vado just not utilizing the jab to get himself inside at all, and so far, very ill-conceived fight plan.
See, what Terry's doing to his credit is when Vado does try and crowd him, he's so quick that he gets off the counters, and he's using Vado's chin and momentum against him. He's timing him on the way in.
Yeah, Norris throwing straight punches. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Terry going inside, Vado trying to land the hooks on the outside. Roundabout way.
Okay, let him up, break.
Vado's going to have to go back to the old drawing board here and maybe come up with what he obviously had come up with before, but did not do in the first round. End of one.
Here you see a replay of Terry Norris coming in on the inside, landing the big left hook. Again, his speed, the big factor here. Big factor.
And I think one question was answered in the first 3 minutes of this fight, and that is that Terry Norris is paying attention to Jorge Luis Vado. He's not taking this for granted.
Yeah, some of the change in his style. Really a fighter that takes his career seriously. You focus inside the ring, especially even more with the fighters like Vado, because they come in and they rise up a level. They fight better.
Huge right hand and then a left hand put him down. There was a straight right and a lunging left hook.
First time on the canvas. Will he beat the count?
He is.
That's all she wrote.
Got up but didn't show any indication that he was able to continue. Well stopped by the referee, Roger Yanis.
You know, Barry, sometimes when they catch you looking, the punch hurts doubly bad because you don't see it and your mind doesn't have, even in the subconscious way, a chance to brace for the power. And he didn't see one of those, and the second one was the coup de grace.
And Terry Norris, as he has through his career, showing a very good ability to finish.
Finished strong. Jorge Luis Vado came into this fight, said, I've dreamed in my mind that I can win this one. He says, I can't allow Terry Norris to fight his fight. I think that's what happened. Terry Norris, in the first round, got Vado to backing up, to giving him the distance that Terry Norris needs in order to land the big shots. Vado got on the end of his punches, and then Terry just cleaned up. You can't run from a fighter like Terry Norris. He's too good. He will hunt you down. He'll cut off the ring and make you accept his punches. That's what Terry did tonight. That's what made him champion of the world.
I'd be interested to know how many jabs Vado threw in that fight, because if there were any, I didn't see them.
Not that many jabs, especially by Vado.
And Norris doing what he had to do. He did pay attention to a lesser opponent. He got him out of there in a big hurry. So Terry Norris, 42 seconds into the second round, disposes of Jorge Luis Vado. The Super Bowl's over in Managua. We'll be back. Well, it didn't take long for this man to dispose of an opponent that you can't even really call pesky, but Jorge Luis Vado came here undefeated. He leaves with one loss. Let's get the official announcement now as we go up to the center of the ring and Jimmy Lennon Jr. Jimmy?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 42 seconds in round number 2. The referee in charge, Roger Yannis, reaches the count of 10. The winner by way of knockout, retaining his IBF and WBC 154-pound championship, Terrible Terry Norris.
Thank John for the opportunity, okay?
Well, Terrible Terry Norris was just that, especially in the mind of Jorge Luis Vado. Sean, let's take another look at the knockout. I believe it was a right hand that started him and a left hand that finished him.
Yeah, consummate professional against a man that is not that experienced. In the first round, he got Vado standing out at the end of his punches, and there's what happens. Crack, that final snap right on the end sends Vado down to the canvas. Here it is again, Vado giving too much respect and too much room. Crack, just on the side of the jaw. Look at the legs of Vado. That's what happens when you get knocked out. Your legs leave the arena with Elvis. Another look at it again. And look at this right hand. Set it up with the jab. Even though the jab misses, it's a prop. And then connecting with the right hand, down goes Jorge Luis Vado. Vado didn't have the experience.
Call it what you will, just call him. And meanwhile, Terry Norris is still the two-time champion, looking to bigger and better. We've got a lot more to come on Super Bowl Eve, and we'll be back after this word from your local station.